Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud. These are the new driving forces of evolution. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. And by this I mean that if you have enough data and you have enough computing power, you can understand people better than they understand themselves, and then you can manipulate them in ways which were previously impossible. You know, the whole idea that humans have this soul or spirit and they have free will, that's over.
Welcome to the Island Podcast. I am your host, Alvis Samuel, and what you just heard was a clip from a wonderful documentary called The Great Awakening. And I would suggest everybody go ahead and go see that. And the person who was talking was Yuval Noah Harari. And this man, he speaks, I'm not going to say every year, but he speaks a lot, predominantly almost every year, at the Davos meetings, the annual meetings in Davos, held by Klaus Schwab. Now, before I really dive into this, because we are on this series that deals with Margaret Sanger and human weeds, what she called human weeds, I would suggest everyone go listen to the last two episodes before this one so you understand where we are at. But before we dive into all of this, I need to tell everybody, if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like, thumbs up button or whatever. And if you want to go to rss.com/podcast/the island, and there you can listen to all episodes from the very beginning till all the way till now. You can also find me on Twitter and all that stuff. And I'll have more information about all of that at the end of this episode, like I do now on all of my episodes. I talk about all that stuff. So, now that I said all that junk, now let's go ahead and dive into this episode in the series of Margaret Sanger and Human Weeds. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, he is the director of that. So what does Klaus Schwab and Mr. Harari, what do they have to do with Margaret Sanger? Because for the most part, Mr. Harari, he wasn't even born when Margaret Sanger was doing all of her stuff. And Klaus Schwab, what does he have to do with any of this stuff? Well, you have to go to Klaus Schwab's parents, his dad. His dad was the director of Esker Weiss AG. That is an industrial company and a contractor for none other than Nazi Germany, the Third Reich. That's Hitler. So Klaus Schwab, his father, worked for Hitler. And now, if you listen to the previous episodes, you understand just with those two, because Margaret Sanger, she went to Nazi Germany. She went to Hitler to talk about eugenics and to spread the supreme race talk. And with this, Hitler took it. Now, here comes Eugene Schwab's, that's Klaus Schwab's father. His name is Eugene Schwab. Here comes his son, Klaus Schwab, who was in these rooms with his dad, with Hitler, at certain times. And so he was taught these things. And it stuck with him. As you are wondering, and as most people would know, the Third Reich actually has never died. All the data, everything that they researched, you guessed it, the United States of America has it all. They did not destroy it. They didn't just get rid of these people. Actually, most of these people, well, I'm not going to say most, some of these people, they just shunned them away, gave them asylum, and let them lived their lives in some remote place where no one knew that they were still alive. Everyone thought they were dead. No, the United States kept these people alive. And now here comes Klaus Schwab. He is the director of the World Economic Forum. And every year, he gets and I'm telling you, every single world power leader, the rich and powerful, the just complete powerful, the absolute top of the top, not even the 1%. These are the 1% of the 1%. They all get together every year and go to this annual meeting in Davos. And the person who holds all of this together and presents everything is Klaus Schwab. And more times than not, Mr. Harari is speaking. And what he talks about is so insanely crazy. And they all listen to it. If you know anything about this, then you know where we are headed. And what I played in the beginning of this episode is just a little tidbit on what they think. And I'm going to play another clip from Davos from Mr. Harari on what he has said in the past. This clip is going to come from the year 2020. I want to go ahead and play the next clip from him right now because there's a lot to be said. That way you can hear out of their own words and their own thoughts in Davos. Like I said, this came from 2020. They've been building on this. And it hasn't started in 2020. Like I said, the foundation goes beyond Margaret Sanger. Before Margaret Sanger, you can date all of this all the way back to Darwinism, all the way back to the Marxists where that began, and then Margaret Sanger picked it up. These are all socialist ideologies that is being placed on the ground. So with that said, let's just go ahead and listen to this stuff.
It's much worse to be irrelevant than to be exploited. Those who fail in the struggle against irrelevance would constitute a new useless class. People who are useless, not from the viewpoint of their friends and family, of course, but useless from the viewpoint of the economic and political system. And this useless class will be separated by an ever-growing gap from the ever more powerful elite.
You start to see that the same verbiage per se, it's very reminiscent to what Margaret Sanger has always said. But instead of saying the useless class, she called them the undesirable. Now, it's the same teachings, and now these teachings are being heard from every single world leader, the rich and powerful, the powerful elite. They want the gap bigger. They don't want a middle class. Because if there's a middle class, and that gives you a chance to always keep going up to eventually infiltrate into the powerful elite. They don't want that. They want their selective few and it to stay the selected few, and everybody else in their own minds, everybody else is useless. Now, useless in a sense that whatever you do with your own money and things of that nature, it's not going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form. Everything you do only benefits them. You can listen to these what I would call them seminars, that the ones that come out that you're able to listen to. You can listen to these speeches that they do in Davos. This particular one, like I said, came in 2020. Right before all of the COVID stuff popped off, if I'm not mistaken. Truly just went insane. Right before all of that, if I'm not mistaken. But instead of eradicating the world of this useless class, they figured out something else. A better way to control things. Yes, keep them alive. because we know that Margaret Sanger, she wanted to eradicate the world of the undesirable, in this case the useless class. They don't want to do that. They want to control them. And I am going to tell you that not only have they figured out how to control them, they figured it out. If I said that correct, figured it. They figured it out using a mathematical equation. The equation, I'm going to let them say it in their own words, but before I do, I'm going to tell you it right now, and then you're going to hear it for yourself from them. The equation is B times C times D equals A. What is A? A is AHH. So let's break it down real quick before I let them explain it themselves. B, biological knowledge. So what is biological knowledge? Biological knowledge is knowing how to manipulate biology, either through chromosomes, through DNA, or just simply through a person's mind. Can you blur the lines between man and woman? Can you not even just blur them? Can you erase them? To make a man, if he wants to be a female, turn him into a female. To have a woman, if she wants to be a man, to be able to turn her into a man. To be able to create brand new species that's never been seen before. Biological knowledge. Think about that. And then think about what's going on inside the United States. No one can identify what a woman is. That's because they don't want any definition of any type of sexual orientation. They don't want any definitions because they want to make up their own definitions. Whether it's true or not, they want to make it up. So the best way to do that is to delete the true definition of all sexual orientations. To have people believe that there's more than two biological genders. To make people believe that you can be whatever you want. If you're a man, if you want to be a horse or a cat or a dog, we can make it happen through their science. If you're a female, we can make it all happen through their science. Biological knowledge. This is already happening inside the United States of America. Dare I say, the United States of America is the beta site, the beta test. Can it be done in a nation where everybody is free? They have freedom. Can we morph their freedom and make them think that this is what they want? Show them that we can do what they want, but really they're actually trying to control things in a sadistic type of way. Biological knowledge times computing power. That's the C. What is computing power? Technology, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, all these things, even Netflix, Hulu, Vudu, all of this stuff. Computing power. Make everyone put all of their information in a system. That way they have it. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to let them say it in their own words. They have the cloud. They mention the cloud, actually. IBM cloud, Google cloud, Apple cloud. They have their clouds. And when you hear it for themselves, they actually say they are the God in the cloud. They do not want people to believe that there is a God above the real clouds of earth, but they have created their own cloud, and they are the gods of those clouds. Again, the IBM cloud, Apple cloud, Google cloud, all of these clouds that are inside this system, computing power. And by you putting all of your information in there, takes us to the next thing, times D, data. What is data? It's your algorithm. You know, when you get on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, all of that stuff, and like I even said, even Netflix, there's an algorithm that's being played. So when you watch one or two things, it automatically calculates it all up and it gives you more and more and more things that they believe that you like. And for most people, more rather than less, their algorithm is 100% correct for the most part. Basically, they're already telling you they know what you like, they know what you don't like, and they're going to use these algorithms. So now you understand B times C times D. You have an understanding of what that is. And the other part to it, what does it equal? Ability to hack humans. That is AHH. Now they're going to put this equation together: biological knowledge multiplied by computing power multiplied by data equals the ability to hack humans. Do you think that cannot be done? Go ahead and, like I said, go to the beta site, the United States of America. The beta site. Everybody says it's Australia or New Zealand or even Canada. No, 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 no. The beta site is the United States of America. It's the test site, the true test site. Throughout the entire test, how are they able to hack humans? Easy. You see these celebrities. Everybody wants to be like them. Now, I know this has been done throughout time. Everybody wants to be like Mike. You know, that saying. But now it's taken a morph of its own. Look at Young and the Impressionable. Look at all the females. Even the ones they say you cannot impress. Look at them. Do they not all look the same? Do they not all talk the same? Do they not all sound the same? They all do the same things. Everybody looks alike. Even on the male side, everybody wants to be like Mike. In this case, Andrew Tate. On the women's side, Cardi B. Or one of the Kardashians, Kim Kardashian. It slipped my mind. Everybody wants to look, sound, and act like one of these people. And then you throw it all in. Eventually, everybody is going to be doing the same thing. And the same thing is what these powerful elite want you to do. It's all a test right now. We are living in their test to see if they are able to do it. To see, are they truly able to hack into humans without actually using these Neuralinks and all that stuff? Can we just put something in their hand, use our algorithms, and change and morph their minds and make them think that good is bad and bad is good and make everyone go completely insane? And then at the very end of it, get them to do exactly what we want them to do, act how we want them to act, and be who they ought to be, who we want them to be. Can they do it? Don't take my words. Listen to their own words.
Of every politician, every judge, and every journalist in your country, including all their sexual escapades, all their mental weaknesses, and all their corrupt dealings, will it still be an independent country? Or will it become a data colony? When you have enough data, you don't need to send soldiers in order to control a country. Alongside inequality, the other major danger we face is the rise of digital dictatorships that will monitor everyone all the time. This danger can be stated in the form of a simple equation, which I think might be the defining equation of life in the 21st century. B times C times D equals R, which means biological knowledge multiplied by computing power multiplied by data equals the ability to hack humans, R. If you know enough biology and you have enough computing power and data, You can hack my body and my brain and my life, and you can understand me better than I understand myself. You can know my personality type, my political views, my sexual preferences, my mental weaknesses, my deepest fears and hopes. You know more about me than I know about myself. And you can do that not just to me, but to everyone. A system that understands us better than we understand ourselves can predict our feelings and decisions, can manipulate our feelings and decisions, and can ultimately make decisions for us. Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough, and nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. That's what we are. The power to hack human beings can of course be used for good purposes, like providing much better healthcare. But if this power falls into the hands of a 21st century Stalin, the result will be the worst totalitarian regime in human history, and we already have a number of applicants for the job of 21st century Stalin. Just imagine North Korea in 20 years, when everybody has to wear a biometric bracelet which constantly monitors your blood pressure, your heart rate, your brain activity, 24 hours a day. You listen to a speech on the radio by the great leader, and they know what you actually feel. You can clap your hands and smile, but if you're angry, they know you'll be in the gulag tomorrow morning. And if we allow the emergence of such total surveillance regimes, don't think that the rich and powerful in places like Davos will be safe. Just ask Jeff Bezos.
This information, it is the system that will control everything. They already have it. Like I said, they have their mathematical equation. They have everything they need. And the only thing that's truly stopping them as of right now, and it's not really stopping them because, like I said, they are using nations right now as beta sites. United States of America is one of them. I did mention Australia. I have mentioned Canada, France, and many others. They are testing this out. The Netherlands, they are testing it all out to see, is it good enough to start everything over and then start using this system to get everybody in line and under control. Their only problem is, like I said, their only problem are the countries who refuse to take this system right now. And I know everyone has their own opinion, but it sounds like to me the countries that are refusing to take this system are dictatorships. The ones they call madmen. I could throw China in there, but for some reason, everyone in Davos, and that includes the Western governments, democracy, they love China. However, North Korea, Russia, they don't like them that much. Why do they not like them? It's honestly only because they don't want a globalistic idea. They don't want everyone in the globe to do what they are doing. They like their own ideas. Nationalists. They put their country before everybody else. And because of that, the people of Davos do not want this system to fall in their hands. It's kind of weird, though, because you have a system like this and you claim to be a democracy. However, you want to be able to hack your own citizens to make them do what you want them to do. Sounds like a dictatorship to me. Oh, but you want them to be happy. So it sounds more like a manipulation, a game. That way you can stay on top and they can all stay on the bottom. This is the system. This goes all the way back to Margaret Sanger, saying she wants to create a superior race. Yes, Margaret Sanger, there's a good chance she was racist. And there's a good chance she was talking about the Aryan nation and all of that junk, the KKK, white people. Basically, that's what probably she was talking about. However, as time went on, they all realized, instead of grabbing different ethnic groups and saying that this race is above all, let's do a mix and match. Let's have the ethnic group of the rich and powerful. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. As long as you are rich and powerful, you are going to be a part of this superior race. And everybody else will be a part of the useless class. Now, some people might say, but there always has to be a middle ground. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to completely destroy the middle ground. It's just not going to be what you think it's going to be. You see, this middle ground, there will be zero humans in it. Humans will not be a part of the middle ground. Now, a lot of you might say, now I'm going to go on this conspiracy theorist thing, but actually, they say it in their own words. You can look this stuff up for yourself, and you will find them saying this. The middle ground will be AI, robotics, artificial intelligence. That will be the middle ground. Artificial intelligence will be the thing that creates and disrupts and destroys jobs. It will be the thing that either keeps someone part of the useless class or brings them into the powerful elites. Artificial intelligence will be the thing that does that. AI will be the buffer zone. It will be the middle ground. Again, this is their socialist idea. They have learned how to disguise it as democracy, but really, these are socialist ideas. These are things that a person who truly wants a democracy, a true republic, these are things that you do not dive into. This is a system that you do not want. However, they all want it. That is the rich and powerful. And they have their own groups that will infiltrate themselves into every political group. And these groups know exactly what they're doing. Like the Black Lives Matter group. How these three women created a group, named it Black Lives Matter, said that they're all they're fighting against injustice and inequality. However, they are a socialist and Marxist group to disrupt everything under the basis of them saying that they are trying to liberate people. But really, they are not. A group like this was given a task. This task was, can you take a group of people and get a lot of information on these people through something that's an emotional trigger and then control them in a way that the entire nation has to respond to them. And there's only two choices of the response. You can either respond with the group by agreeing with the group, or you will be deemed as one who doesn't agree with the group. And if you don't agree with the group, then you will be deemed as a bigot, a racist, someone that everybody can hate, someone that everyone will be able to dislike. Everything will be taken from you until or unless you get on your knees and grovel for their forgiveness. And you apologize and you say, I will never do it again. This is all a test. Can they get people to act this way? And the answer is an astounding yes. Again, like I said, these people they desire to be God. They have their foot soldiers. They have their equations. They have their middle ground. They have everything they need to be able to control all humanity. That is all humankind. They want all control. And eventually, they will have also the religion that everybody must follow. Because what is a God unless you have a religion to follow? And it's already being pushed out. This religion is something that we all actually know of. We might not realize it, but it's already being pushed. They have the slogan, love is love. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is good. Everybody is a wonderful person, and God loves everybody no matter what you do. I kind of already spoke on this in my last episode, the Episcopal Church. You see, if you start looking up all of this information that I have told you, then you will find out something massive at the very end. Because at the very end of all of this, and you will hear it out of their own words, I don't have the time to show you. Maybe on the next episode, I'll have it all ready for you, ready to go, so you can hear it out of their own words themselves. But they want to create a new heaven and a new hell. One that they themselves can control. And it fits very well in the Episcopal Church. Because everyone can go to heaven. This new heaven. And this hell, it's a hell that they have created. They have control of it. You see, like I said in the last episode, the Episcopal Church is a sector that comes out of the Catholic Church. And everyone belongs. Doesn't matter. They don't truly believe people are evil. There are bad things out there, but evil, it kind of doesn't exist. I'm not going to get into all of it again. If you want to hear it all, go to my last episode and you'll hear it all in great explanation. But understand that this is a system that is being pushed all around the world, and they want the entire world to bow their knees to this system. Like I said, at the end, there is a new heaven that they claim and a new hell that they claim in their own minds that they control. Again, they have their mathematical equation. B times C times D equals A. They have everything they need to truly start pushing this, to truly start making this superior race that everybody is going to want to be a part of, even the useless class. And the only way you will be able to be a part of this powerful elite of all riches and everything good is the new heaven. That's their heaven. The only way you can be a part of this is if you go along with their system. And artificial intelligence allows you to get into this class of the powerful and the elites. Some of you already know of the system that I'm talking about. I'm not going to state it right now. Actually, no, I am. This system is very reminiscent. It's very similar. It sounds very similar of something that I've read in the Bible. The system of the beast, the Antichrist. It's his system. And it has been pushed throughout time. However, right now, they are really going to start pushing it to the point to where even the useless class will start demonizing, will start fighting amongst themselves. They will start persecuting one another. They will start hurting and killing and calling everybody names because they themselves feel like that is the right thing to do, just so they can be a part of this powerful elite, so that this system will raise them up to this status, thinking that that's the right thing to do. And like I said, eventually they will come after everything that is actually the truth. They're going to turn bad into good and good into bad because that's what they want. This has been in the works for years, decades, centuries, since time itself has begun. These are the teachings of Margaret Sanger. And this is what she has been pushing for when she was alive, her entire life. The only way this works is if people destroy everything. And by everything, I mean the actual family. Destroy and delete what it is to be a woman, what it is to be a man, biology. Destroy every actual God-given element to us humans. To destroy it all so that these few can feel like they are a god amongst us. This stuff has been told throughout time that it was coming. And if you are one who actually reads and studies God's word, that is the Holy Bible, if you read his word, you know that this thing is coming. It's already here. This is not the time to be afraid. This is not the time to find some dark corner and hide. It's the time to stand up, get into the light, be a part of the light, take hold of the truth, and tell everyone what is truly going on. In other words, we are about to be in a real fight, not just for our lives, but for those who come after us. Thank you for listening to The Island Podcast. I am your host, Alvis Samuel. Go ahead and go to A3S2 The Island. Again, that's A3S2 The Island on Rumble, and there you can see my awesome face. You can also find me at As The Island on Twitter. That is AS The Island on Twitter. And you'll see a lot of stories and everything. Contact me. Go ahead and communicate with me. Let's have a nice conversation there. I do answer back. And if you want to catch up on every previous episode, just go to rss.com/podcast/The Island. Again, that's rss.com/podcast/The Island. And you can catch up on every episode that I've done. Again, I am your host, Alvis Samuel, and thank you for listening to The Island Podcast.